In today's video, you will learn 5 spiritual practices to connect with your higher self. Knowing how to connect with your higher self can be the catalyst for huge expansion. When you connect with your higher self, you accept gentle guidance along a path that aligns with your true purpose. Your understanding deepens and things begin to make sense that perhaps never made sense before. Here are 5 ways you can really amplify that connection. 1. Separate the higher self from the ego. There are 2 main aspects to who you are in this physical reality: the higher self. This is the piece of you that came forth into this reality and has a direct connection to the Oversoul. This part of you is all-knowing. It is peaceful and accepting of yourself and others. It is the pure unconditional love and joy aspect of your personality. Nothing can cause the higher self to be fearful, depressed, or angry, because the higher self knows that all is perfect, that the universe is always conspiring in your favor even when things seem chaotic on the outside. This is your true self beneath the veil, the physical appearance, and the limiting beliefs that have been adopted along the way. The ego. The ego is the part of you that has been adopted during this physical incarnation. It's the attributes you have built in order to create a sense of self. Your looks, interests, hobbies, opinions, fears, desires, religious and political views. All of these make up the ego. You build these attributes so that you can be seen as a certain kind of person by others. But the truth is that none of that is real and just part of the game we are playing here on Earth. Some people might tell you that the ego is the prideful part of you that thinks it's above others. While this is certainly an aspect of the ego, it's not the be-all and end-all. In fact, the ego is also the part of you that thinks it's below others. It's a false sense of self that is quite unique to the individual. So you see, the ego is not inherently bad, and in fact, it is necessary for our human experience and growth. With that being said, the ego was never supposed to dominate the higher self, and in modern humans, this is exactly what has happened. For most people, when they make a decision, they have become much more focused on what the ego is telling them rather than the higher self. So how do you tell the difference between the ego and the higher self? On a day-to-day basis, we'll be faced with many obstacles, challenges, choices, decisions, ideas, and bursts of inspiration. Here's how to identify whether you're being ego-led or guided by the higher self. Ego reactions. Seeking instant gratification, worrying about what impact there will be on the way others see you. Prioritizing the identity you have built and favoring decisions that allow you to maintain that sense of self, views, opinions, perspectives, etc. Questioning how your future might be impacted, feeling fearful about the outcome or the repercussions. Higher self-led reactions. Following your heart, knowing that even when things feel chaotic, everything is perfect. Feeling confident in your reactions, decisions, and ideas. Understanding where others are coming from even if their perceptions are different to your own. Having a sense of peace. The more you can recognize ego reactions versus higher self reactions, the better. Remember, sometimes you will be led by the ego, and that's perfectly okay too. It's all part of the Earth experience. Even being able to recognize when you are following the ego is a sign that you are connecting with the higher self. It's like taking a moment to step out of the character and into the observer. And just by doing that, you'll strengthen your connection and receive even more opportunities for higher guidance. 2. Use automatic writing. Automatic writing is a practical way to connect with a higher self. This practice is great for those who are looking for something they can physically do to strengthen their bond with the higher self. The idea is that you let go of the ego mind and write from an authentic flow state. This practice is something that has been used by both psychologists and spiritualists alike as a method to uncover hidden truths and answers to personal issues. The idea is that you sit down with a pen and paper and let go of the ego mind in order to access the higher self. Ideally, you want to put yourself in a light trance state, and you can do this through a quick meditation, focusing on the breath, listening to relaxing music, and really letting go of any surface-level thoughts crowding the mind. It also helps if you have an intention or a question in mind that you want some guidance on. Once you are in a relaxed state, begin to write. Try not to think too much or place judgment on what you are writing. Don't worry if it doesn't make sense, just let go of any kind of interpretation until after the exercise. It might feel a little weird to begin with, but after you have written a sentence or two, you will start to feel yourself getting in the zone. Your higher self will begin to channel through your body and into your words. If you feel thoughts coming in again, simply recenter your awareness on your breathing and keep writing. 3. Practice self-love. The higher self loves you more than you will ever know. In fact, it looks at you in a similar way to how a new mother would look upon her firstborn child. The connection is overwhelmingly deep and unconditional. A great way for you to connect with the higher self is to give yourself that same kind of unconditional love. Back yourself. Be proud of who you are and the journey you're taking. When you channel self-love, you become one with the higher version of you on a vibrational level. This practice is based on pure frequency. It's about meeting the higher self where it's at. Here are some things you can do to practice self-love. Speak kindly to yourself. Accept yourself and the journey you're on fully. Realize that everything is perfect even in times of perceived chaos. Forgive yourself and let go of self-blame. Spend time doing things that make you happy and know that you deserve it. Be kind to your body and nourish it with healthy food, exercise and plenty of water. Have boundaries with people and speak up for yourself when you need to. Represent your truth and don't hold back on your perspectives. Even those that are ego-based are still relevant to your earth experience at this time. Show others the same kind of acceptance and love that you show yourself. This will teach you how to become more compassionate in general. 4. Develop a meditation routine. Meditation is actually one of the most powerful things you can do to connect with the higher self. This is because, during meditation, you learn how to quieten the ego, and this helps the higher self to come through and be more dominant in your everyday life. Meditation is something that should be part of your daily routine, even if it's just 10 minutes per day. It's not enough to simply meditate every now and then, because quieting the ego is a skill that is built over time. After a few months of daily meditation, you'll begin to feel more supported by the higher self, and guidance will come clearly both during meditation and throughout the day. Here's a quick step-by-step guide on how to meditate. Find a quiet and comfortable space to sit where you will not be disturbed. Set your timer for as long as you would like to sit for. Get comfortable and close your eyes. Center your attention on your breathing and repeat softly in your mind: breathe in, breathe out. If you catch yourself getting lost in thought, simply bring your attention back to your breathing without judgment. 5. Find blessings in the challenges. Sometimes in life, we go through really tough challenges. Even the most positive people will tell you that things are never rosy 100% of the time. It's true, sometimes life throws us lemons. But the trick is to recognize the blessings within the challenges. As the saying goes, diamonds form under pressure, and it's true. Some of our biggest life lessons come from truly challenging situations. I know it can be hard to see the blessings within your struggles, especially when you're in the thick of a trying time. That's okay. Work through it the best you can, and when you are ready, ask yourself, what did I learn from this? And how can this lesson serve me in a positive way moving forward? The higher self loves you unconditionally, but it won't save you from a challenging situation if that challenge holds the key to expansion and growth. Remember that everything is perfect, even in times that seem chaotic. Your higher self knows that the universe is always operating in your favor, even if it doesn't seem that way. When you find the blessings hidden in your struggles, you will start to see things in a similar perspective to the higher self, and therefore, connect to it on a vibrational level. Above all, remember that the higher self is simply an extension of you. It's the you that exists on a multidimensional level, and therefore it knows your past, your future, and what you truly desire out of this earth experience. Have faith that your higher self is always cheering you on, and guiding you to flourish and bloom in whatever direction you choose. In every single moment, you are forever loved, supported, guided, and connected to your higher self.